My high school is a military academy. In military school, the life of being a new cadet is miserable. And once you become an old man and pass the board test, the life will become much easier. During my senior year, there was a Chinese new cadet joined to my unit. His name is Wen Zhang, who is the first Chinese new cadet I ever had in my 4 years life at high school. In military school, every new cadet must face a crucial board test, and once they pass the board, they will become the old man. During John's test, he failed the first board test because my fellow officers think he's not as good as other American new cadets. A week later, my fellow officer failed John's board again because he's weak, short, and skinny. And 2 weeks later, he failed again, and this time there's no reason given. For me, as an officer in my unit, I feel guilty because I didn't stand out and speak up about the inequality treatment John faced during his board test. In high school, the majority group is white cadets, and all other colored cadets are minority group. Under the military system, white cadets almost manipulate the entire system. The social inequalities is defined as unequal opportunities and reward for different social position of status within a group. In this situation, I found out two social inequalities related to the procedure of board test. The first is racism. Racism is a belief that biologically based difference expand and justify inequalities that exist between advantaged and disadvantaged racial group. During my freshman year, my officer failed my first board test because they said I'm too skinny, weak, and short. After John failed his board test, my fellow officer gave a exactly same answer. In this case, John has been treated differently based on his biological appearance. The second point is prejudice. Prejudice is a negative outlook toward a person or group based on his perceived status of the person. In this situation, before John's board test, my fellow officers already had a negative impression about him. It's because John had failed a lot of room inspection at the beginning of the year, and my fellow officers think he's a lazy and messy person. Therefore, they failed his board test 3 times instead of 2 times. In my high school, officers of the majority group want to keep people away from challenging inequality because they want to maintain their power as a dominant group. In this situation, there are 2 sociology dynamics that keeps people from challenging the inequalities. The social stratification is a system by a social ranks categories in a hierarchy. In the military system, social stratification played a huge role keeping people away from challenging inequalities. It's because in the system, only officers hold powers. So, in this situation, John as a new cadet, which is the lowest rank at the bottom of the hierarchy, and has no power against the other officers who stand at the top of the hierarchy. Another point is discrimination. Discrimination is an action that excludes and disadvantages differences between individual or group. In my senior year, I promoted to a battalion officer in infantry in some special case. In my high school, it's rare that a Chinese cadet achieves such a high rank and position in the military system. In order to manipulate the balance between the white officers and the other color officers, they usually use discrimination to control the percentage of officers among colored skin cadets. So, what's the thing I should say and done? In my situation, I cannot do anything helpful related to agents to help John because it's military academy. And even I express myself about the social inequalities in my unit, no one will actually care and listen to my words. However, in the structured circumstances, I'm a senior battalion officer in infantry, which is a high rank position in the system. So if I speak with my military mentor about the inequalities happening in my unit, there is maybe a chance I can get support from them, which may help John a lot during his board test.